Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into something that might genuinely surprise you. It challenges some, common ideas about these really adorable little creatures.
Guinea pigs, yeah. Cavies.
Exactly. So many people see them and just, fall in love. That fluffy charm, right? But there's this critical, often unspoken rule about them that might just blow your mind when it comes to breeding. Most experts give this almost unanimous answer. Don't. So are you prepared for a bit of a reality check about these beloved pets?
It really is a crucial conversation because something that seems, maybe simple or natural for some owners, it actually carries these profound and honestly often tragic implications.
Yeah, absolutely. So our mission today is to give you the full picture on breeding guinea pigs. We're going to unpack exactly why animal welfare organizations are so strongly against it.
Right.
And hopefully arm you with the knowledge to be a truly well-informed pet owner.
Yeah.
Whether you already have KVs or you're thinking about it, or maybe you're just curious.
You'll definitely walk away with some eye-opening insights.
We've pulled info from quite a few places this time.
Yeah, we cast a pretty wide net. Insights from big animal welfare charities like the RSPCA, Blue Cross.
Okay.
Really comprehensive medical guides like Guinea Links, and even some, surprising input from an American Cavy Breeders Association judge.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a proper look that gets beyond just the cute factor. It reveals the complex, sometimes pretty stark realities.
Okay, let's dive in then. What feels like the most urgent message? The thing that jumps out from pretty much all these sources.
Well, what's striking right off the bat is how incredibly clear the message is, almost across the board. The number one rule for breeding guinea pigs, it's simply don't.
Just flat out don't.
Yep. Not a suggestion, it's a really firm warning.
And it's not just some arbitrary rule, is it? It connects directly to this really sad crisis that I think a lot of people just aren't aware of.
Homelessness problem, yeah.
Exactly. For these sweet, innocent animals.
If you look at the bigger picture, it's pretty stark.
Yeah.
Our sources show that shelters, rescues, all across the country, they're almost always overflowing with guinea pigs.
Always full.
It's truly tragic, but because of this overpopulation, sweet, perfectly healthy guinea pigs are euthanized in shelters every single day.
Oh, wow. Every day.
Yeah. And that raises a really tough question for anyone thinking about breeding, right? If you bring a new litter into the world and you give away those pups, each one of those babies basically takes a potential home away from a pig already waiting in a shelter, a pig that might be facing euthanasia.
That really puts it into perspective. And the risks, they don't just stop there with the homeless population, as devastating as that is.
No, absolutely not.
This is where it gets really sobering. And frankly, quite heartbreaking. The physical risk to the mother guinea pig, the sow, it's immense.
Huge. Tracy Iverson, she's an ARBA Cavy judge and president of the American Cavy Breeders Association.
Okay.
She's quoted saying, and this is direct, breeding a sow means a 20% chance she will die.
20%. 1 in 5.
1 in 5 mothers dying. It's a shockingly high risk. That statistic alone should give anyone serious pause.
Absolutely.
And it's not just death either. Beyond that grim figure, there's roughly a 25% chance something else will go wrong during the pregnancy, during delivery.
Like what kind of things?
Well, complications that could mean losing the sow, losing all the babies, or even both. The sources we looked at, they repeatedly call it a gamble, a risk, with potentially severe consequences.
And these aren't just abstract numbers, right?
Yep.
Let's dig into the actual realities of guinea pig pregnancy and birth. It takes a huge physical toll on the mother.
It absolutely does. Pregnancy is incredibly difficult for them. Their weight can literally double.
Double their body weight.
Yeah. Imagine carrying that much extra weight. It puts immense stress on their whole circulatory system, their organs.
That's an incredible burden for such a tiny creature. And we're not just talking general discomfort, are we? What are some of the specific life-threatening complications the sources mention?
Oh, yeah. Very specific, very severe issues. Take dystocia. That's difficult birth.
Okay.
It's especially dangerous if a sow hasn't been bred before. She's about 7 or 8 months old.
Why is that?
Because her pelvic bones, specifically the symphysis, they can become less flexible as she gets older. They might not separate properly during birth.
Yeah.
Normally that gap widens, maybe 15 millimeters up to 2.5 centimeters to let the pups pass. But if it doesn't separate enough, delivery becomes difficult, maybe impossible without a C-section.
And I remember reading cesareans for guinea pigs. They have a really poor survival rate, sadly.
Very poor, yes. And then there's another critical condition highlighted, Pregnancy toxemia.
Right, I saw that mentioned. Sounds serious.
It's devastating. The sow just stops eating. She becomes depressed, kind of hunched over, might salivate a lot.
Okay.
And there's this distinctive ketone smell on her breath. It can quickly progress to muscle spasms and ultimately death. Often happens very suddenly.
Suddenly, wow.
Yeah, and it's apparently more common in hot weather too, so climate can even play a role.
And there were other risks too, right? Beyond those two big ones.
Oh, yeah. Things like hypocalcemia, that's a critical drop in calcium levels, which can really weaken the mother. Or a prolapsed uterus.
Oof.
Yeah. One source even gave a concrete example of the cost and, the emotional strain. A vet bill for $958.
$958? For what?
For emergency surgery to save a sow who had a prolapsed uterus after giving birth. That really brings the potential cost, the crisis, right into focus.
Wow, nearly $1,000 for one emergency. That definitely puts the financial risk out there, doesn't it? And often these emergencies probably come from just lack of planning, people not realizing how fast guinea pigs can
get things moving. Exactly. So many accidental pregnancies happen because people just underestimate how quickly they reproduce.
How quick are we talking?
Females can be sexually mature as early as 4 weeks old.
4 weeks.
And males, a shocking 3 weeks.
Weeks old. Good grief. That is incredibly fast. So that means you have to separate males and females basically immediately if you have pups.
Absolutely critical. And to make things even more complicated, a sow can get pregnant again almost immediately after giving birth.
How soon?
Sometimes within just 2 to 15 hours of delivery.
No way. Hours.
Yeah. So the sources strongly advise against back-to-back pregnancies. It's extremely hard on the female. They really need at least, say, 5 months of rest between litters.
Okay, 5 months rest. Good to know.
And crucially, male pups must be removed from their mother and sisters by 3 weeks of age. At the absolute latest.
3 weeks. Got it. To prevent, well, more accidental breeding.
Exactly. It happens way more often than people think.
The stories in the source material about this stuff are just heartbreaking. They really underscore the risks.
Yeah, some really tough ones.
Like one person talked about their guinea pig, Margot, pregnant for 9 weeks, first litter. They watched her carefully, but she ended up having 6 babies and 2 got stuck.
Oh, no.
She died of a heart attack at the vet, just exhaustion, calcium loss. Another person saw their pregnant sow leaking fluid, and she just died shortly after, leaving them totally devastated.
It's awful. These aren't just statistics, they're real tragic losses. Shows the emotional toll on the owners too, let alone the animal suffering.
And okay, so let's say you do end up with a litter, maybe accidentally. Yep. The challenges don't stop there, do they? Managing the pups is a whole other ballgame.
Oh yeah, a whole new set of difficulties. Like people often think, maybe optimistically, oh, I'll just have 1 or 2 babies.
Right, that seems manageable, but that's often not the case.
It's a common misconception. The reality is much less predictable. I mean, the range can be 1 to 7 pups.
7?
But typical litters average 3 or 4. But rescues, they've seen litters of 5, 6, even 8 pups.
8 babies at once. Imagine being prepared for 2 and suddenly.
Right.
Wow, that's a shock to the system.
Totally. And then you've got potential gender complications.
Like what?
You might end up with, say, all males. Which means you suddenly need multiple separate cages very quickly to stop them fighting or breeding with each other or their mom if they weren't separated fast enough.
Right. So you need double, maybe triple the cage space literally overnight.
Exactly. And this brings us to something really difficult, ethically challenging that can come up. The risk of lethal guinea pigs.
Lethal, what does that mean?
A lethal is a pup that's born with genetic defects, often very small or missing eyes, maybe missing or deformed yellow teeth.
Oh, dear.
And frequently internal problems, too, causing pain. Their lifespan is usually short, and they need really special, intensive, and very costly care.
That raises a really profound question then, doesn't it? For anyone thinking about breeding, even accidentally.
Definitely.
If you bred a lethal, are you actually prepared, willing to provide that level of special care? Or what are the alternatives? Would you let it die, have it euthanized?
It forces you to confront some pretty significant ethical choices head on.
Yeah.
And the sources really emphasize knowing the genetic history of the parents is crucial to try and avoid this. But that's information most, backyard breeders just don't have.
Right. So, okay, beyond the health issues, there's the practical question.
Yeah.
What do you actually do with all these babies?
The classic answer is find good homes for them.
But if finding good homes was actually easy,
Rescues wouldn't exist, shelters wouldn't be full.
Right.
Exactly. Every potential pig you breed and give away, as we said, is one less home for a pig already waiting in a shelter.
And how do you even know it's a good home? How do you screen properly when you're just trying to find places for pups quickly?
Right. How do you make sure it's a forever home? That the person won't just breed them again or get bored and abandon them, or worse?
Worse, like,
Well, what's really concerning is the stark warning about taking babies to pet stores.
oh, why is that?
Our sources describe it unequivocally as dumping, just dumping them.
Dumping.
And the potential fates for those animals can be horrific. Purchased as food for snakes or reptiles,
God.
or as bait for dogfights, or just bought impulsively by someone who abandons them 6 months later when the novelty wears off. It highlights the deep irresponsibility of using pet stores as an outlet.
That's horrifying. Okay, so what if you decide, all right, I'll just keep them all?
Well, the sources paint a pretty clear, maybe slightly terrifying picture of rapid population growth.
How rapid?
2 starting pigs. They could easily become 5 or 6 adults in just a few months if you had a big litter, maybe 10 or more adults before you know it.
So you're looking at a small, furry, hay-eating, poop-producing army.
Pretty much. It really brings home the scale of commitment, doesn't it? More mouths, more mess, more everything.
Yeah, indeed. Which leads us right into the long-term commitments, the responsibilities of guinea pig ownership, especially when those numbers multiply so fast.
It means a significant increase in resources across the board.
Like cage space, supplies, time, vet care.
All of it. Proper cage space, for example. It's just not negotiable. Sources recommend a minimum, 5 feet by 2 feet for their main living area.
5 by 2 minimum.
And ideally a separate exercise run, maybe 6 feet by 4 feet. And you might need even more space if you have boars that need separating or just individuals who don't get along.
Right. And more pigs obviously means more cost.
Significantly more. More fresh food, more pellets, loads more hay, more bedding, water bottles, hidey houses, food bowls, and, let's be real, a drastically increased amount of trash and soiled bedding to deal with.
And it's not just money, is it? The time commitment grows too.
Exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
More time every single day for feeding, washing, chopping veggies, and more time every week for cleaning multiple cages, which can get pretty messy.
Yeah, I bet. That's not trivial when you're trying to juggle work or school or family stuff.
Not at all. And then there's the potential vet care issue.
Right. More animals, more chance of problems.
Exactly. Owning more guinea pigs just naturally increases the odds of health issues popping up. Things like mange, bumblefoot, that sore feet, dental problems, heat stroke.
And the costs add up fast.
They really can. And remember the genetics point. If you're breeding without really knowing the lineage, you might accidentally reinforce genes that lead to more health problems down the line.
So higher vet bills become more likely. It's like a cascading effect.
It really is.
Okay, so given all this, what does it mean for just basic guinea pig welfare? I know there's the Guinea Pig Awareness Week, GPW, that talks about the 5 freedoms.
Exactly. Those 5 freedoms are a great framework. First, companionship. Guinea pigs are super social. They need at least one friend of their own kind.
Okay. Pairs or groups?
Pairs or groups usually work for females. Pairs often best for males. But crucially, and this is important, they do not get on well with rabbits.
Right, I've heard that. Why not?
Rabbits can bully them, and they can transmit diseases like Bordetella, which can be fatal to guinea pigs. So, separate species.
Got it. And providing that companionship for an unexpected litter of 8, suddenly very complicated.
Totally. Then there's diet.
Yeah.
They need unlimited good quality hay, absolutely vital for their digestion and to wear down their constantly growing teeth.
Unlimited hay.
Plus fresh veggies rich in vitamin C because they can't make or store it themselves, and good quality fortified pellets.
What should they not eat?
Definitely avoid sugary treats. And those muesli-style mixes, they encourage selective feeding, meaning they don't get balanced nutrition, and they're often bad for their teeth and digestion.
Okay, no measlies. And again, multiply the good stuff by 8. Big grocery bill, lots of chopping.
Yep. Third, environment. Spacious, safe, interesting housing. We mentioned the size minimums, 10 square feet living, 24 square feet run.
And cleanliness is key.
Paramount. Daily spot cleaning, full, clean weekly. And they're very sensitive to temperature extremes, can't be too hot or too cold. Imagine managing that for multiple big cages.
Yeah, tricky. What's next?
Health, regular grooming, especially the long-haired ones, nail trimming, and just being aware of Common problems like bumblefoot or dental issues, often linked back to diet or environment.
More pigs, more potential issues, more vet visits likely.
Potentially, yes. And finally, behavior. Understanding their natural behaviors is important. They're awake up to 20 hours a day.
Oh, busy little guys.
Yeah, they sleep in short naps. They do that popcorning thing when they're happy or excited, bouncing straight up.
Oh, yeah, that's adorable.
It is. And they scent Mark to feel secure. These are all signs of a happy, well-adjusted pig. Meeting all these needs for many pigs can be, well, overwhelming.
And we really need to stress the long-term commitment here, don't we?
Absolutely. Guinea pigs live longer than many people realize. Typically 4 to 8 years.
But sometimes longer.
Oh, yeah. The oldest recorded one, apparently named Snowball, lived for almost 15 years.
15.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is definitely not a short-term pet you can just, pass on when the novelty wears off. It could easily be a decade-long commitment.
A significant long-term commitment, absolutely. Which kind of brings us to a really crucial part of this whole discussion, challenging the very idea of the quote-unquote responsible breeder.
Right, because you do hear justifications, don't you? Breeders talking about improving the line or bettering the breed or keeping a line alive.
Yeah, they contrast themselves with, backyard breeders who maybe just want cute babies.
But do rescuers see a real difference in the actual impact on the overpopulation problem?
Generally, no. And what's striking is how many common arguments used by breeders get pretty thoroughly debunked by the animal welfare organizations.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, the myth that purebreds don't end up in shelters.
You hear that sometimes.
Rescues, humane societies, they widely disagree. Even if purebreds are maybe a smaller percentage, breeders often sell off the ones that aren't show quality as pet quality.
Ah.
And if they don't have really strict spay-neuter policies when they sell them, those pet-quality animals can quickly lead to more backyard breeding, contributing to the same cycle.
Gotcha. What other myths?
The idea that species will become extinct if no one breeds. Our sources basically dismiss that as, well, irrelevant right now. It's a purely theoretical argument that completely ignores the current reality, which is massive overpopulation. We're nowhere near extinction being a concern for domestic guinea pigs.
Okay, that makes sense. What about the argument, oh, but there aren't any homeless guinea pigs in my specific area?
Yeah, that gets addressed too. The modern reality is you have things like rescue railroads networks that transport animals. And the internet makes it easy to move cavies from areas drowning in them to places with fewer.
So local availability isn't really a valid excuse anymore.
Not really, no. Geographical isolation doesn't hold up as a justification.
Okay, here's one I've definitely heard. If you eat meat, you can't be against breeding pets. How do the sources tackle that?
Stan Curtis offers an interesting perspective here. He basically frames animal welfare as being about moral responsibility and well-being for the animals under our care. It's not necessarily about the absolutes of animal rights.
So it's about where each person draws their own line regarding the animals they're directly responsible for.
Kind of, yeah. It suggests you can care about the welfare of pets without necessarily applying the exact same logic to, say, farm animals, depending on your own ethical framework. It separates the issues.
Interesting distinction. Which then leads to the fundamental question, who actually gets to define what a responsible breeder is?
Exactly. And most rescuers, drawing from their direct experience, seeing the consequences, the overpopulation, the suffering they tend to believe such a thing, doesn't really exist in practice.
Why not?
They argue that any truly responsible breeder would need incredibly high standards. Higher standards of care, of placement screening, of lifetime take-back guarantees. Significantly higher even than what most rescues can manage.
That sounds almost impossible to maintain consistently.
It's incredibly challenging. Serafina Cupido, who was actually a breeder herself before becoming a rescuer, talks about this. She highlights just how demanding those standards would genuinely be to uphold day in, day out for every single animal.
Okay, now here's where you said things might get interesting, maybe a bit controversial.
Yeah, this was quite a find in the research. The American Cavy Breeders Association, the ACBA, you'd assume their focus is purely on, the well-being and standard of the breed, right?
Yeah, that was his assumption.
But their own materials explicitly promote the use of guinea pigs as research animals.
Research animals, as in for laboratory testing.
That seems to be the implication. It's right there. And the sources even suggest the ACBA might actively lobby against breeder regulation.
Whoa. Okay, that definitely challenges the image.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It's not just a minor detail. It really forces you, the listener, to question the broader picture. What does that stance mean for animal welfare? What are the ethics involved when you support organizations potentially tied to animal testing?
That's a side of the purebred world many people probably have no idea about.
Completely unaware, I'd imagine.
Okay, so after hearing all this,
Yeah.
the risks, the ethics, the sheer numbers,
Yeah.
what can people do? If they love guinea pigs and want to help, where can they turn?
Well, the good news is there are positive actions and excellent resources available.
Like what?
A key initiative to know about is Guinea Pig Awareness Week GP Paul. It happens annually. This year, it's September 23rd to 27th.
Okay, GPW, September, what's the theme?
The theme for 2024 is Nibble, Nourish, and Thrive.
Nice. And its purpose?
It's all about improving guinea pig health and welfare, educating owners on those 5 welfare needs we talked about: environment, diet, behavior, companionship, health.
And
Crucially, promoting adoption and rehoming as the best options. It's supported by big names: Blue Cross, RSPCA, Wood Green, Raysteed.
so reputable organizations are behind it. How can people get involved?
You can usually download free info packs from their websites, follow them on social media, share the message. Just help raise awareness.
Good stuff. And for ongoing information, if someone needs detailed care advice, maybe even about an accidental pregnancy.
There are some really valuable online resources.
Yeah.
Guinea Links is often cited as excellent for medical information.
Beauty links, yeah.
And the websites for RSPCA and Blue Cross have detailed care guides covering pretty much everything, from basic setup to handling health issues. Really invaluable tools for any owner, new or experienced.
Great. So resources are definitely out there.
Absolutely.
We have covered a lot today. It's quite heavy, really. The immense physical risks to the mother sow. The truly overwhelming number of homeless guinea pigs filling shelters.
Yeah, the scale of it.
The unexpected challenges of just managing a litter of pups, let alone finding truly good homes. And the extensive long-term commitment these animals require. It's a lot to take in.
It really is. Which leads us to that final thought, maybe. Considering everything we've explored today, all the inherent risks, the sheer volume of homeless animals, the really intensive demands of providing proper care, what does it truly mean to give a guinea pig a good home? And maybe, where does that responsibility begin and where does it end for us as pet owners?
That's a powerful question to ponder. So for anyone listening who is thinking about welcoming guinea pigs into their home,
please strongly consider adoption.
Yep.
Or support your local rescues.
That seems to be the most responsible, the most ethical, and really the most compassionate choice based on everything we've discussed.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope you're now more informed and feel empowered to make the best possible choices for these amazing little creatures.